Hi, hey. It's me. How's everything going? I do my Facebook on here so I can see the comments better. Let's see. Oh, I'm already live. Let's see. That was pretty quick. Usually it takes a few more seconds for me to see it. There I am. Oh, gotta make sure my sound is off so I don't have that. I think it is though. Oops. Don't want my alarm on. Okay, all my sound is off. I gotta say my hello so I can see the comments. Otherwise, I don't see them for some odd reason. And I do my wave, the water wave. I can't wait. This month is vacation time in a few more weeks. I'm so excited. Door County, if you haven't been there, water, surrounded by water. If you love water, it's beautiful. And it's got, I think it's like 3 national parks there. And it's just like a little peninsula thumb. And it's really cool in Wisconsin. And we always go there with to a B&B. So, oops, I didn't send it out. There I go. Okay, I got it. So anyways, so that's pretty cool. So I'm excited about that. Um, Let me know what you're excited about. What are you doing this month? Are you doing a vacation this month yet? Or are you waiting until July or August? Or some mini ones? We're just doing like 3 days of Door County, then stay at home stuff. And playing our games, hopefully. Well, I shouldn't say that. We will be playing our games. There's no hopefully about it because we love our games and we'll be staying home and just doing some brunch stuff and playing our games and going for walks and coffee. Just spending some wonderful time together. And our bunny walks, I don't know if you know about the bunny walks. We go almost every night for a walk and we search for bunnies. Well, more my hubby than me. And he finds them for me and we point them out. We had a max of 24 so far, which is high, all-time high. We started last year or the year before, I can't remember. It's our second or third year. So I'm excited about that. So, and I'm Mary, so I just thought I'd chat for a second, see if anyone is going to hop on. And all this is going to be quick in the sense that I'm going to go through things really quickly. But if you have questions, you can pop them down. I'll answer them later, or if I have time at the end, or maybe during a little bit. We'll see how quick I go. And then we're having in 2 weeks the Q&A for this, so then you can ask some more questions and things like that. So it's me. I ran a homeschool group. I had fun. Now I'm back at it again, so I'm excited. Though mine was all in person last time. I did a little bit online stuff, but nothing like this at all. Nothing at all like this. Anyways, and through my church, and I actually hired teachers and things because I have a degree in early childhood education, so I knew a few. I hired some retired ones and some that just graduated in the arts and just a wide variety. So it was kind of cool. So we did all kinds of fun stuff there. And now I'm doing this. So I'm going to do mostly online. I haven't decided yet fully if I'm doing in person yet or not, but that's for the Milwaukee area. So if you're in the Milwaukee area, if you really want that, DM me and say, yes, please do, please do. And let me know what classes you want. I usually do a lot of English writing and art appreciation with a little bit of art history and a little bit of mostly the art styles with history and then some little mini art projects. So it's kind of fun for them to do and all those different things. So that's all about me and what I've done. Thank you for coming. Even if you come later, just post your questions or comments below and do a hashtag replay if you would please. That'd be greatly appreciated. But if anything else, just do replay so I know. And I'll answer them probably tomorrow, maybe tonight. We'll see what I'm up to and all that stuff. And just enjoy. Hopefully you learn a little bit and all those kind of things. And my week, just I like to go through that a little bit. Gosh, getting ready for today, obviously, a little bit. Working on my garden, DMing members, and just checking in on with them since I've changed from childcare to homeschooling, how they're doing, what they're liking, and just in general what people are liking about my group and what they want to do. I started a chat, so if you want to do that, it's on the featured chats, and then we can do some more chatting there, some more intimate questions, things like that, ongoing daily things. So I'm getting into that a little bit. So, and then starting to work on my classes and getting ideas with the DMing from everyone. Let's see. I'm working on what I want to do. So I have some great ideas. Hopefully you like them. I'm going to be posting about them. Well, I can tell you now real quick, hopefully real quick, is Power Hour Homework Hour. I was thinking of doing it weekly, so for middle school to high school. Then also, what else? Oh, a book club. And I might do 2 different ones if there's a high need for middle school and then high school. And that'd meet weekly with just, a few chapters each week for a month, for depending on the book that we decide on those. And then maybe ending with a small book report or just different things like that, or essays, depending on the age of the child and interest, all those kind of things. And then Power Hour homework, and then an online class, probably English writing, maybe to go with that, and or separately. So we'll see how that all works out. And if you have any ideas, the classes is posted below, or DM me and let me know. I'll be glad to think about it because I'm just starting to work on those for the fall. So on that, some doctor's appointments, and of course my gardening. Oh, I love it. I put all my fairies out and all that cool stuff. So let me know how your week was and what you did. Did you do gardening? What did you do with your children, or work, or all of the above? Emoji me. Oh, no one's on yet. That's okay. I know busy, and it's warm, beautiful weather on Thursday, so you may be out and about enjoying the weather. I actually redesigned my furniture on my little patio so I can work outside a little bit, and all that, so I can have the cord go to the outlet outside because we have one outside. So all that. So we have a July masterclass coming up. That's going to include all of this with some different homework and things, so you can get all ready for the fall semester, fall school year, and all that stuff with your children, or classes, curriculum, all those different things, your daily schedule, routines, all of that. Oops. Whoa. So next time is going to be the Q&A for this, then girl time chat on summertime fun ideas. There's some fun stuff and motivation as usual, so that should be fun. It's always a fun time, so hop on. That's actually on Wednesday nights. So, and I'm skipping a week because of vacation week, so it's the last Wednesday in June. I was going to say August. I'm like, wait, we're not there yet. So those are a lot of updates that we got doing. Oh, and don't forget, got the freebie. It's basically great, all this information compacted with a whole bunch of the links, though, at the end. So you can get all the different links that I talk about, plus some additional ones and reviews. Some websites you may know, some you may not. I don't know, but if you want to, just put down a smiley face and let me know. Maybe not just smiley face, because maybe you update with the smiley face. Do a hands. Raise your hands. There you go. Either a GIF or emoji. Raise your hand. Raise your hand if you want the document. And all that. And I'll just DM it to you. Don't worry about emails and all that. I'm not trying to get your email, okay? I do have an email list, so if you want one, I'll do that. But there you go. So let's get started on curriculum. And I'm just going through the subjects for Wisconsin. And for most homeschooling states, it's the same. They may add like foreign language and different things. But ours is this reading, language arts, separate, mathematics, social studies, science, cooking. Ugh. I have that for my other notes. And health. We have to do health. And don't forget, you can add, the foreign language like I did, and different arts, music, painting. I did both for my son, and just different fun social activities, of course. Now, the curriculum, there's so many different, just like a daily schedule, it can be nights, evening, weekends. Curriculum can be so many different things, and there's no wrong curriculum. It's what works for your family, right? Just like the daily schedule, what works for you. Whether you're a stay-at-home mom or you, like I did for a short while, took them to grandma's house, had different people help out. However you do it, it's all up to you. So a couple of things to consider. I'm not going to go into great detail, but if you have more questions and curious about things, then just let me know, and I will be glad to help you out with that and give you some links and or a free meetup, and talk about different things in more detail. Plus, there's a Q&A, don't forget, in 2 weeks. So age appropriate, it has to be, of course. Interests, hands-on, so their interests. Your engagement and support for your kids, guiding them through it, depending on their age, more or less. Working with your time frame, of course, different things. So the curriculum has to be hopefully helpful, so you don't have to be there constantly sometimes. And it also depends on the age of the children. When they're younger, they need more help than the older children, hopefully. But some older children may need help and tutoring and all those things. So that's just kind of some general things. Items to consider also is just your child's learning style. What do they how do they prefer to learn? Most are hands-on, but are they more visual or are they more auditory? Things like that. And most of the time, especially when they're younger, they're both. But as they get older, they might be more one than the other. Those kind of things. And your educational goals for them. You know, that kind of goes into the homeschool style that we talk about briefly. And then just kind of research different styles and approaches. I'm going to talk about a few, just a few, and very simple ones. But if, you know, you can, there's definitely just, you know, different homeschool styles and approaches to that. And then, oops, do that. And just consider your child's strengths and weaknesses. And that's also with the schedule, I talk about it, but here too, you know, those kind of things. So you can go in more detail of certain subjects because they really love it. And other ones, not so much. Just kind of do it. Just like with Brel, my son, for homeschooling. He only did 3 years of math. I mean, he did, because he needed it for homeschool, for math, but he did budget. He didn't go into like the higher level, like calculus and things like that, or trigonometry. But if your child really loves math and wants to go into the sciences and wants to get into those kind of schools, then you should do a more heavier duty math. And the same thing with the sciences and just different subjects, or more arts. And that's what I did with my son. I did a lot more arts because he loved the arts, and he went into Peck School of the Arts. So their interests and their strengths you go with. I mean, some they have to always do, like math, they have to do all those, but they can be different. Like with science, we even did anatomy, and we did, I forget what it was called, but it was with drawing the anatomy too. So it helped him visualize it and bring in the arts for him in practice for doing the body parts for his drawings, as well as with anatomy. So I brought them both together, and it was something that he really enjoyed, and it helped him to enjoy that subject just a little bit more. So those kind of things. So kind of try to think of kind of some of those things for your child and what they love to do. So determining educational goals, I think I said that. Okay, going on. And then some different homeschooling styles. We're gonna go through briefly. Let's see. I didn't do the colors. I'm just going here real quick and changing the color because I like doing that. I'll also look for reviews and seek recommendations for that too, for your different curriculum. I think I misplaced some of these slides. And then cost and time. So different things to think about for your when you're thinking of doing your curriculum. That's it. Set the goals, your educational goals, your different homeschooling styles, which we're going to be talking about briefly, those kind of things. And the cost and time. Is it a real time-consuming curriculum? And you're going to do it all, or are you going to pay that extra money and you have it to have someone else do the homework corrections and all that? And there's those all-in-one curriculums out there. There's a wide variety of how you can do it. So depending on the costs and your time and what you need to do, because if you're a stay-at-home mom, that might be okay, but guess what? You also might, don't have the money and you kind of have to do all the homework corrections and all those different things for your child and for their math and their science or however you do it. And then just familiar yourself with the different styles and just read different reviews. And I'm going to have some links on that for different reviews. And I'll give a couple of my recommendations, what I did do with my son. But there's plenty of new stuff out there now. Wow, there's a lot of new stuff. So, there might be better stuff or might be better for your child, something else. And that's okay. So just kind of look at them and see what the reviews say. Okay, homeschool styles. There's traditional, so that, usually the 8 to 3 schedule you have, hourly increments of different subjects. You usually have all the subjects each day. Sometimes you rotate between 2 days in A and B, or like I did Monday, Wednesday. What did I do? Monday, Wednesday, and Tuesday, Thursday, and then, or actually Tuesday, Friday, and then we had the homeschool day on Thursdays. So you can do just some different things like that. And then on-schooling, where they're just kind of their own interests, those kind of things, all online. And they gotta be careful because some online schools are actually a public school system, and which is fine if that's what you want to do. But then you have to follow, and there's the school system pass and fail, those kind of things. Where online, it depends on the online, so it's kind of complicated. So if you have questions about online and how that works, just email me and we can work that out, because it's also online and where they can grade it too, an all-in-one curriculum and things like that. So you can kind of tell the difference, and it usually should say on the website, those kind of things. Like Abeka it's all-in-one, but it's a homeschooling one. And it's not a public school system one, those kind of things. And then eclectic approach, which most of them really are, is just, some online, some maybe kind of on schooling kind of things, doing their own projects, and maybe even a little bit of traditional because you do the hourly kind of increments mostly, so eclectic is just kind of a combination. So traditional sometimes is just a logical starting point, and that's what I kind of did, is a more of a traditional approach with a little bit of eclectic, because I picked and choose the curriculum. I didn't do all in one. I did some here and there, mainly for money. So here and there. And then my mom corrected some, I corrected one. So I had a lot of support, which was great for me. So that kind of thing. So it was all right to do. But, it's just all in one. So it's usually the hours, things like that. It's a logical choice. Most of us, some of us do this, especially if you're new to homeschooling and don't have a degree in education, don't have that experience, or maybe don't feel so comfortable. Another one is doing the all-in-one curriculum choices. The only thing with that is, if you have enough to pay for them to grade it all, or you still have to grade it. But they give you the answers and all that, so it's not that difficult. It's just a little bit time-consuming is all. So that's the traditional. It's more like, sit down at your desk, this is what you're doing for the day. Those kind of things. So, oops. And on-schooling, it's more child-centered and their ideas, that you follow the child, what they want to do that day and how they're doing it. It's This is a harder one to document, though, especially if that is what you need to do. Now, I think all states you're supposed to document. I documented, but I've never had in Wisconsin anyone ask any of the ones at homeschool that I know of, and I know quite a few that were ever asked to show their documentation or things. I did have to at one point for my nephew. I had to because he wanted to go back to the traditional school and his parents wanted him to, so I had to go and help them show the curriculum that we were doing with their child, or I was doing with their child, so that kind of thing. But just coming in and stopping in your house, no, we haven't had that yet here. I know some states you have to show on a very regular basis, either yearly or do assessments or even actually underneath with working with an actual school teacher. So those different things. So depending on your state, you might have more documentation that you have to show on a regular basis, which is kind of nice because then you can keep up with it and you have that going. And so it might be harder to do on school and style, and then it's kind of there has to help and leeway. I don't know how lenient they are or not. I haven't talked to too many at this point about that in other states. So, and then online can be expensive. I think it's the most expensive out of the ones that I talked about. And basically, it depends on if you do the all-in-one or not. And it can be the easiest, because then they just doing it, especially if it's all-in-one, whether it's online or just textbooks or CD programs. I did have a couple of those with the CD, and then they read online. They had little chapters online, and then he had to do the homework they gave and little quizzes and things like that. So, which is nice because the CD ones they did all the grading and all that for you, and it was all in the CD. And so, only thing with that is sometimes I had to help them because he had to have certain punctuation just right for them to have it answered correctly. I don't know if they changed better since then because that was over 10 years ago now, but so some of the CD programs, depending, like that was switched on Schoolhouse, was not too bad because they actually had the CD, did the correcting for you and did all the grading. So you can have some of that rather than having to send it in and submit it and things like that. Or even online, where they have the teachers there and different things like that, and you have to be there at certain times. So there's a lot of variances, I guess. I'm getting the right word. Different types of online. So that's the most complicated. And if you want to talk about that more, if you want that for your children, I can do a more detailed one at all the different things with online homeschooling. But we can also just do a meetup and I can talk about it and answer all those questions for you. And Electric is just incorporated all the different styles and different types of curriculum together. So picking this, doing some online, some in person, some of this, some just projects, what they want to do. I did that with science with my son. We didn't do actual curriculum. We did our textbook for the first until he was in high school. And so we just did a different experiment a week. That's all we did for science. Now I started him in 5th grade, so he did have some traditional science to start with already. But then we just did that. And he had no problem. And that wasn't his big thing, but he did some different sciences then in high school that he needed to. So different homeschool specifically styles is other ones is Waldorf, Montessori, like art school, arts or nature school, unit studies, lap booking, and those kind of things. There's just tons of different ones. And Waldorf and Montessori you hear them in schools, they're very popular. There's different ones out there. We have several Montessori and Waldorf schools in the Milwaukee area itself. We also have schools of arts. I don't think we actually have a school of nature, but we do have some childcare centers that are nature-based. So that's kind of cool. So we're getting more into some nature things, which is great. Some of it's like kind of unit studies, which is kind of lap booking at a younger age group that can kind of turn into unit studies. And I have a class on that one. It's a childcare class, but it just explains lap booking. So if you're interested, just let me know. I can send you the PowerPoint. But you can just look up lap booking. It's a fun, great thing for the younger children. I'll try to take third to fourth grade, depending on your child. But there's some great lap books that are got all kinds of free, different lap books with different great, like like unit studies. And then you can print those out or look at them, print out certain pages, and just kind of have them, and it'll be free. So tips, don't make it hard on yourself. Just start with what you know already. What are you doing? What do you guys love? What do your children love? Do they love the nature? Do they love arts? Do you do a lot of gardening? Do you do a lot of painting? Are you very artistic? Are they? Those kind of things. Musically inclined, which also with the arts. So all those kind of things. Are you, more analytical, I guess, and science oriented? Those kind of things. So just think about them and your children and your family and where you want to go. And, are you more planning, more structured kind of family, or are you more so laid back and relaxed and just let it flow kind of thing? So curriculum starting points is research and reviews, expense, picking your curriculum. That's what it pretty much is. So I did that already. You know what? I think I doubled these slides. So I'm not going to go through it again. So that way. So I'll go delete them later. But subjects and activities and curriculum. So this is the main meat and bones of it all, finally. Oh, and it's only already half an hour. I think I'll do some of this now. No one's on right now anyway, so I'm just going to go through this really quickly. Reading, language, arts, we've got vocabulary, grammar, essay writing, the book club that I'm going to be having. You can do that as language arts because we're going to be talking about the books and the history of it, maybe the author, time frame it was written, those kind of things you talk about, and that's all language arts. And then it brings in the reading because they're reading the book, right? And they're learning vocabulary with that reading. And you can and I might even have vocabulary words for each chapter, those kind of things. So reading anything, it can be their fun, comic books, those kind of things before bedtime. So those kind of things. And also those conversations that you have. And some different curriculum is a sunlight. I'm not going to go into all about, but it's in the document. So if you want the document, just raise your hand in the sunlight curriculum. And there's all about learning press and the brave writer are 3 of them. And I just did my own for language arts, pretty much, and a grammar, different age groups, grammar unit study books kind of things. So math, I do recommend that you do use a math textbook, but you can supplement that with different activities. Math activities as cooking, measuring, sharing, equal amounts, setting the table, one-on-one correspondence, all those kind of things. Budgeting and checkbooks and allowance if you do that. Plenty of games with the money and all those different things, shapes, and those kind of things. Patterns, experiments also, because you have to do with some experience of measuring all those different things. Different math, Singapore math, Math UC, and Beast Academy. I never heard of that one, but someone else mentioned it, and I had it from here, so I saw that. And then Saxon Math, that's what I used. And they're kind of good. They have, for the younger age group, which I didn't have, but they have support materials and little activity boxes with each. I'm not sure how many there are. There's just one for each textbook. And then there's different activities for them to help to understand that concept. So that's kind of really nice. The older ones, they have additional CDs where they'll go into more detail and give more examples and things like that. So my son used those quite a bit. And there's also a Khan Academy, all online science and math. They're also adding others, but it's really nice. And they do have like some arts and things like that. I don't think they're full, I would say necessarily curriculum, but those kind of things on there. Because I use that supplemental with different art things. So I do recommend the Saxon Math. It was really great, and my son liked it. But we also tried the Khan Academy since it was free his sophomore year for geometry. And it was kind of somewhat newer then, so we tried it out. So I'm not sure. He said he liked it all right. I don't know if he liked it better or worse than Saxon, but he wasn't a big math person. Science activities. For science, the science experience, and of course that was for math too. Cooking, which is cause and effect and all those kind of things, what makes things rise, for cupcakes and all those things and how that works. Gardening, weather, all those different things. And then, when you do the cooking and the science experience, it's all about what you emphasize, those conversations, what you're talking about. Are you talking more about the percentages or cooking the more the cause and effect and what makes it rise, what makes it salty, what makes it the way it is, those kind of things. Science curriculum is Apologia, Real Science Odyssey, Mystery Science. I never heard of that one, but it sounds like fun. And then Switchdown Schoolhouse, they have a CD program. I know they also have textbooks, at least they used to. And that's what my son used, and I really liked it because, as I said, and you can put in there what you want to emphasize too for grading. It's really nice. So if you want the test to be a higher percentage, you can put that on, or a lower percentage, which I put lower because I'm not a tester at all. And then homework was more, and was worth more points. So then it did that, and it did all the grading for you. Only thing with that at the moment, which was about 10 years ago-ish, probably more like 12, he had to be careful how you entered certain things. Because even if he got it right, if he just spelled it wrong or different things like that, it counted it incorrect. But you can go in there and change it and make it work. And you can have it so you can redo it. Sociology, history, geography, culture, political science, psychology, economics, all of those different things is part of sociology. And a lot of that, like psychology, you wouldn't do with the younger age group necessarily. Or political science, you can talk about the, presidents and things like that. And you can just do family history, geography, where your family lives, you to where your other relatives and the distance. You could talk about those kind of things. So you get the geography, museums and field trips, of course. Your religion and the history of religion, learning different cultures, and even gardening with learning about the different cultures for, and things like that with the gardens and where they come from. Where, like cacti, where they really grow and are prolific, those kind of things. And what I did do U.S. history and world history, but other than that, he did a report on Supreme Court justice, all the U.S. presidents. He did those kind of things with it. And then we did some gardening, as I said, with the herbs and the origins and different things like that, along with weather, where they were located, those kind of things, and the herbs. And with the herbs, too, we did it with health because then they also have the different health benefits. So for the curriculum, it's the story of the world. They had History Odyssey and Time for Learning, which is also an all-inclusive online with teachers there helping you, supporting you. So it's really kind of cool. I'm not sure how expensive, but it can be, I think, a little expensive that way. But they have, I guess, according to somebody, that they have a really good sociology program. And then health activities for the health is gardening, exercise, cooking, chores, shoveling, weeding, and mowing, and all that great stuff. You can include all that. You can go to the gym. My sister did that. They went to the gym, I think, weekly or every other week. And they had some different homeschool programs too with that, with swims and different sport activities. So all those different things. And just exercise. They can learn to do different things: yoga, sports, swimming, walks, aerobics, and health. There's a Rebecca health textbook. I didn't find too many out there. There might be some in the all ones that use part like anatomy and different things with the science that would still be considered health. Because, some things do overlap. That's what my son did, take anatomy. So I use it for science as well as for health. So you can double dip, as they would say, that way. And he did the science and anatomy kind of thing. Okay. Foreign languages, there's Rosetta Stone, Duolingo. Rosetta Stone is kind of expensive, at least it was. I didn't look recently, so I don't know, but it was very expensive. Power Glide, that one I never heard of. Duolingo was reasonable. The arts activities, just painting and drawing in general, museums, just some fun field trips, different things like that you can do. And our art museum has where you can take out an art bag, and it's for, I forget what grade it's up to, third grade maybe, and then you can go, it has different pieces of art to look at with it, and then you can draw or do different felt activities with it. So it's kind of cool that way. And plus they have different special hands-on art activities for the children. I'm going to do home decor and decorate their bedroom and things like that and paint their walls. And tons of YouTube videos for all of it. So some texts they said is artistic pursuits, squelched, super quiet, uninterrupted listening time. I'm not sure how that's part of the arts. One person said it was, so I just kind of Google searched it. Provides music appreciation and curriculum with interactive activities and listening exercises. So it helps if your child needs some listening help too, maybe. There you go. That might be something that you might want to look into. I just did my own thing for the arts, and I got tutors and things like that for him, and some in-person classes for him to do, and lessons. And the physical education, shoveling, mowing, as I talked about, exercise and gym. And just do your research and look it all up. And ask questions, me or other people in the group or other groups, different things like that. It may not be easy homeschooling, but it's fun, and it's a perfectly great choice for that, for you and your family. So hopefully it's going smoothly for you. So what's your time? Let me know how I did. It's like 40 minutes. So I did pretty quick, but I did it pretty fast. Oh, I have someone listening. Hi. Hi. I don't know when you came on. I haven't looked in a little bit, so post below. I don't know who it is. Doesn't say. Anyway, so I went through it all. There's homeschooling styles. There's activities for all the different subjects a little bit, and curriculum for everything. And I have a freebie, so if you didn't hear it, you can do the replay, and or you can do raise your hand, and I can give you the document that has pretty much a synopsis of this, as well as tons of links on the end of all the different curriculum I talked about, plus additional ones, and some places to look at some great homeschool reviews, and just some different general homeschool curriculums and things like that. So next one, just for updates, is the Q&A for curriculum. So we're going to go through this again a little bit. Depending on what questions you ask, I'll go into more details on those kind of things. And then we're going to I'm working on the July masterclass and putting that all together for you guys. And that's all my updates, I think. Oh, yeah, the Q&A. Oh, and then the summer fun end of June. That is, I'm like, what month is it? It's like, oh my God, it's June. The end of the month, we're going to do Girl Time Talk, which is so much fun, and summertime fun. So I know it's a little bit late, but it's better late than never. But summer only technically starts June 21st, so it's only a week off. But I'm on vacation that week, so I can't do it our normal week. So there you go. So we're doing it then the last, I forget what day that is. And there's no childcare classes for June, but there's always the online one. So if you need some online classes, let me know for childcare. And that's all the updates. So just put your hands up for the freebie. If you want, raise your hand, and it has a lot of great ideas and links and all that great stuff. Oh, Nicole. Hello, Nicole. I missed you. You went off again already. Anyways, so post below, how much you liked or not, what kind of questions you may have on curriculum. And I will see you in 2 weeks. I think actually is the 15th. Let me look real quick. Yes, it is the 15th. So it's exactly the 15th. Well, 14 plus 1 is 15. So duh. See, I'm doing a math activity with my calendar. So fun times. So you take care, and I will see you next time. I don't know who just popped on again, or if it was Nicole again, because it said someone and off. So, hey, I was just going to say goodbye. So let me know if you have a quick question. I can answer a quick question. Otherwise, raise your hand, and I'll give you the freebie, which gives a general idea of all the different things we talked about and all the great links of the curriculum. And just do a raise your hand, and I'll get that to you. And then you can review it, and you have questions on it. You can either DM me, post them here, or come to the Q&A in 2 weeks on the 15th. So there you go. So I'll chat with you later. Oh, it's Nicole Ross. Oh, yeah, you're back on again. It made it sound like you went off and on because it said no one. So anyways, cool. Hey, Nicole. Yay. Okay, I'll get that to you in a few minutes because I'm on here right now. So I'll just do a little quick since it's just you right now. And I will chat later. And you have a great evening. Enjoy this beautiful weather. I'm going to go look for bunnies with my hubby in a few minutes. Take care.